Despite winning the NFC West in 2020 for the first time since 2016, Seattle Seahawks season ended in disappointment. A one-and-done come playoff time. Russell Wilson had a career year throwing the football, but struggled mightily against the Rams in the wild card round. And as soon as the season ended, he and the organization were embroiled in drama, where it was rumored that Wilson wanted out due to the Seahawks dismissing his ideas on fixing their offensive game plan. But apparently, cooler heads prevailed, and all is well heading into the 2021 season.
There's a lot of teams out there that people were saying that I was going to or would go to. I requested a trade. I did not request a trade. I've always wanted to play here.
While the drama between Wilson and the organization appears to be on the back burner for now, this is a team that had to get creative to upgrade their talent in the offseason. They were armed with only 3 picks total in the draft, and weren't able to sign big money free agents due to their cap situation as they figure out how to lock up Jamal Adams long term. Not only that, but the NFC West got a whole lot more competitive. The Rams, the Cardinals, and the 49ers all seemingly upgrading their rosters. Do the Seattle Seahawks still have enough in what might be the most competitive division in all of football? There's all the designs for make or break here in the Emerald City.
We are talking Seattle Seahawks, and joining us from Seahawks camp is KIRO's Chris Francis. And Chris, let's start with the face of the franchise, Russell Wilson. Early in the offseason, surprised a lot of people, outspoken when he publicly criticized the offensive line's performance. Things appeared to have calmed down a bit. Why don't you characterize where Wilson and the organization are right now?
They've mended the fence for the 2021 season. Let's put it that way, Jim. Yeah, you mentioned it. Very outspoken, criticized his offensive line, sick of getting sacked, wanted a more say in the offense. But it seems they're working on those things. And Russ has apparently patched things up with Pete, although we haven't heard from him yet in camp. We're 7 days in. Hopefully we'll hear from him on Sunday or Monday. But we assume everything's okay. And this, as the rust turns, maybe it comes back if they have another early playoff exit.
It is in vogue, Chris. Quarterbacks speaking out about their teams and their dissatisfaction about their teams. With regards to that offense, in the offseason, Seattle said goodbye to Brian Schottenheimer and brought in Shane Waldron to take over the offense. So how much different will that offense with Waldron at the helm look this coming season?
Yeah, and, I think that also is going to help Russ out. The 3 words I'm hearing most about Shane Waldron's offense are versatility, and then motion, and then tempo. So those are 3 things the Seahawks really didn't do a lot of last year. And frankly, after the season ended and after we went through a couple of months of kind of figuring out what went wrong with the offense, they were just predictable at the end. I mean, defenses knew what they were doing. It was run the ball, throw a deep shot. And so this new Shane Waldron offense is supposed to fix all that and make it unpredictable. And that, in turn, should help the ball come out faster, which should help Russell out. They're still going to run the ball. Let's keep that in mind, because they were ranked 12th last year. Pete Carroll's not going to get away from that. So I think 12th is too low for them. So they want balance and they want unpredictability. And hopefully they get it in Shane Waldron, who has never called plays at the NFL level. So it's going to be an experiment here as we go.
Yeah, we'll see how that plays out. Hey, Chris, two-parter with regards to the outspoken Jamal Adams. He wants more money, sitting out as a result in practice till things get sorted out. Where do things stand on that front, and how pivotal is Adams with regards to what this defense is trying to do this season?
Well, we're waiting. That's the quote, right? We're waiting for Adams. A little Ted Knight there. And, yeah, he's pivotal. I mean, this defense is going to be built around Jamal Adams' ability to get to the quarterback and be that hybrid guy, and then Bobby Wagner, of course. But, yeah, he's holding out. He wants to be the highest paid defensive back in the NFL. I'm not sure he's worth that much money, but that's my opinion. I think the Seahawks are inclined to pay it. It's just been 7 days now. They say the talks are amicable here, and they've been talking, and you wouldn't know it by watching Jamal on the field. No, he's not practicing, but, he's his usual gregarious self. He's trash talking and congratulating his teammates. So you wouldn't know there's anything wrong if you just watch Jamal. It just hasn't gotten done. He's not on the field practicing, and you really want him in the next week or two to get acclimated to his new teammates. And there are a few new teammates on the defense. And Dwayne Brown on the other side of the ball, he's doing the same thing. A little sit-in here at the VMAC in Renton.
All right, Chris, as we take a look at the division as a whole, the NFC West should be a lot stronger this season. The Rams adding Matthew Stafford under center. The 49ers healthy. Kyler Murray, another year under his belt, looking to take another step forward. Where do the Seahawks stacked up in this division in your mind?
We always think it's the toughest division in football, right? I mean, that's what we think out here because they always beat up on each other. And frankly, they've been doing that for a few years now. Seahawks, I think, 4-2 against the NFC West. Last year, they got their 2 wins over the Niners, but they split with the other 2 teams. And then, of course, that tough loss in the playoffs to the Rams a week after they beat them up pretty good. So it's one of those divisions where they know each other very well. The players all know each other. These are the toughest games on the schedule. I mean, it's going to come down to the last month of the season, as it always does. They have a game against the Rams in, I think, week 13 or 14, and then the season ender against Arizona. And you'd think all those other 3 teams improved themselves in the offseason. So, once again, here we go with the NFC West. It's always going to be a dogfight to the end.
Okay, Chris, I'm never a big fan of kind of sizing up the whole season as a whole, but Vegas set the Seahawks win total at 11. They appeared to have caught a break with Carson Wentz being out for week 1. After that matchup, they get the Titans, Vikings, 49ers, Rams, and a road matchup in Pittsburgh. Under 11 wins this season for Russell Wilson and company. Where do you stand?
In my opinion, Vegas gets it right more often than not. I think 11 is the number. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's 11-6. And again, it's a 17-game season this year, so 11-6. And you mentioned it, man. That stretch at the beginning is brutal. But let's just say they split with the NFC West teams and they go 3-3, and then you've got losses maybe at Green Bay, against Tennessee at home. That wouldn't surprise me if they lost that game in the second game of the year, and then maybe they lose at Washington. There's always a clunker in there somewhere. So give me 11-6 right on the number, and I'll take it to Vegas. 2-hour flight here, and place that bet down.
There you go. He covers the Seahawks for KIRO.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris Francis, we appreciate the insight, Chris.
All righty, Jim. Thanks.
All right, so here's how Vegas does view the Seahawks to win the NFC West. That's a plus 280. To claim the conference as a whole, plus 1,200. To go the distance and win the Super Bowl, plus 2,500. And there you see, with regards to just making the playoffs.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.